person concerned holds or in which he's acting. In paragraph 3, the office to which this article applies are the offices of ambassador, high commission, or any other principal representative of the Bahamas in any other country or accredited to any international organization. And that was your Constitutional Minute. Bahamians everywhere know your rights.
It went on and 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 on. Well, not go. How smooth and get out this on? Yeah, how man. I can tell you, I gotta tell a story. Y'all ain't gonna believe this one. I went to a rough club. Doodle wasn't looking for no love. Doodle met this black beauty. Doodle she had a big, big booty. Man, you should have seen it. That night I got a taste. She was sweeter than grapes. Yeah, it was a one-night stand. A one-night stand. She can't understand. It was a one-night stand. A one-night stand. A one-night stand. She can't understand. It was a one-night stand. She couldn't accept it. No boy, can't take it easy. At first I didn't regret it. You know that, man. 'Cause she was fine like an apple.
This is the ZNS Network, providing radio and high-definition television services for the entire Bahamas. ZNS Network is operated by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. It is located at Harcourt Rusty Bethel Drive, Centerville, Nassau. Our programming is designed to inform, educate, and entertain. We invite you to join us.
The following is a preamble of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Whereas 481 years ago, the rediscovery of this family of islands, rocks and keys, heralded the rebirth of the New World. And whereas the people of this family of islands, recognizing that the preservation of their freedom will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and an abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law. Now, know we therefore, we the inheritors of and successors to this family of islands, recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation, founded on spiritual values, and in which no man, woman, or child shall ever be slave or bondsman to anyone or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation, and do hereby provide by these articles for the indivisible unity and creation under God of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
January 27, 2022, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, polls open for local government elections in less than an hour. COVID cases down. Parliamentarians give thanks and find out what's trending. So let's start the morning off right.
The Morning Edition is brought to you by We Buy, You Sell Company, your leading hurricane impact windows, doors, and tile specialist.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Edition. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
Where's that normal drum roll you normally do for?
Pow!
Good morning, everybody. I'm Charles Fisher. Hope you had a great night ahead. And as you can see, we have this little cupcake here. It's National Chocolate Cake Day.
Let me let the world know that Fisher thought this was chocolate. He told me earlier it's National Chocolate Day and not Cupcake Day. So when I told him this is not a chocolate cake, he said, okay, let's switch it up. No, you cannot be creating your own holidays.
So you know things have gotten smaller and smaller. Even when you go to a restaurant, the food sizes have gotten smaller and smaller. So this now that they're making chocolate cake, they're making it smaller. National Chocolate Cake Day. But I won't be eating mine, so I'll be giving this away to somebody here. You know, I'm already sweet already. I don't need too much more sweets inside me.
But I'm breaking my fast. So this is really good.
And you know why I got that? So you don't have to ask for breakfast. Because normally every morning...
Well, Rodney fixed me a cup of coffee, and you bought me a muffin, which is really good. I'm enjoying it. However, I still want some eggs.
So what's coming up in the show? We have Best Value Feed and Pest Sentence studio this morning.
Do you know what this is? Everybody? Okay. Do you know what that is?
That is a feed for a turtle.
It's a sunflower seed for our parrot. You know your cousin? You know your cousin,
the one that likes
parrot?
to talk about Teron?
No, you. Oh, yeah, Teron likes to talk too.
Yeah.
So this is a sunflower seed that we're going to feed Echo this morning. And we have 4 Ninja Turtles. Can you name me the Ninja Turtles?
Sloopy, Sleepy, Dumpy.
That's from Snow White.
Oh.
You're fish. Wow. Let me just finish eating my muffin that you bought me this morning.
So today we have Best Value Feed and Pet Center. We also gonna... It's also National Geographic Day. You know, every day is a holiday for some of us. National Geographic Day.
Can we just make a day Kelsey LeRae Day?
Tomorrow's Kelsey LeRae Day.
Hey,
officially a proclamation that tomorrow's Kelsey LeRae Day. And so is Desmond Sanders out there? Is he ready out there on the streets, bro? Traffic seems to be picking up already. Good morning, Desmond.
Yes, good morning, Charles. A lot of activity here. I'm on East Street, off Malcolm Road, and as you said and indicated, Charles, a lot of activity. A number of motorists making their way to their various destinations in the capital. Corporate Patrick Kemp joining me this morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Desmond, and good morning, Bahamas.
Before we get into the traffic tips, and we have a whole lot to discuss and talk about to our motoring public, police continuing their investigation into the latest traffic fatality that took place off Prince Charles Drive. And as you're aware, we have some road tips coming up later on in the broadcast this morning. But how are the investigations going?
The investigation is going, it's moving at a steady pace, right? Where we can bring this matter to a resolve for the families. And I want to say to those families that would have been, that would have lost relatives in these recent fatalities, I want to send our condolences out to those families on behalf of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Our prayers is with you and your family. And also, Desmond, I want to say to anybody that has any information that can help us to bring these matters to resolve, it's very important that you make contact with us to help us in our investigations, particularly the latest incident that took place on Prince Charles.
Now, traffic police have been busy over the last 2 weeks, Charles and Kelsey, and let me tell you, some 75 persons were recently ticketed for various violations, numerous offenses ranging from seatbelt use to excessive speed. And traffic police, I believe, you're going to be continuing. This is a continuing operation to showcase some of the concerns and highlight some of the areas of concern that you guys have in your unit.
Definitely, Desmond, and you're going to find that we're going to be in various areas throughout the communities, not only to beef up the police presence, but also to let the people know that we already are doing what's necessary, what we were mandated to do in order to keep our communities safe. This is in an effort to deter would-be criminals as well, because they know that we're out here doing what we're supposed to do. I also want to say to the drivers out there, Desmond, we do have people out there who are adhering to the rules and the regulations. All right, and I want to say thank you to those individuals. We have persons who wear their seatbelts religiously. They don't have any distractions in their vehicles. Their children are properly seated in a child protective seat. So we do have a lot of persons who are following the rules of the street, and I want to say thank you to those drivers.
Of course, before we take it back to the studio, the importance of having proper identification and having your insurance. That's another major concern for police.
It is still a concern, and that is something that we are working on diligently to crack down on persons who are still driving these vehicles while not having proper documents in their vehicles. And I want to say send a strong caution out to these individuals. Please be in possession of your driver's license at all times and covered by third-party risk insurance. Very important, because you will find yourself before the courts.
And, of course, you don't want to be in handcuffs, right?
No, definitely.
Definitely don't want to be in handcuffs for not having your proper identification. Charles, that's what's happening here in my neck of the woods, my vantage point off East Street near Malcolm Road. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks a lot, Des. We are waking up to 72 degrees, partly sunny, wind southwest at 5 miles per hour, humidity 88%. Now, an area of low pressure, along with surface troughing across the northwest Bahamas, will support showers and thunderstorms across the area, while a weak high pressure dominates the remainder of the islands today. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly cloudy to cloudy and humid with scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. Today, with a chance of a spotty shower or two. Your high temperature today, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low of 68. And as we look ahead to Friday and Saturday, Friday looking pretty good, pleasant with some sunshine, 79 in the day, 67 at night. And then on Saturday, very windy, temperatures expected to drop, not as warm, 71 in the day, a chilly 53 at night.
Signed an agreement on Wednesday to access funding to aid in post-Hurricane Dorian restoration and COVID-19 stabilization. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis QC, signs the agreement, which is earmarked for the construction of hospitals and schools left damaged by the 2019 monster storm.
It is a relationship that has been developed in the Bahamas for many years. This foundation has been a magnificent contributor to social initiatives in the Bahamas, aiding the most vulnerable amongst us, and was very instrumental in providing tremendous help for the recovery efforts of the Dorian disaster, for which we are grateful.
Some 60,000 family islanders will head to the polls today to cast their ballots in 92 districts with more than 600 candidates in local government elections. Polls open at 8 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. Local government officials assure that measures are in place for an efficient, transparent, and safe process.
Once you are on the line before 6 p.m., you will be given that opportunity to vote. Presiding officers are told to make sure check the line along with the police officer and the floor clerk to see who is on that line prior to 6 p.m. So once that person, that individual, that voter comes to the poll, will be given that opportunity. When you say safe, the police would always be there. And then we also have the COVID protocols where we have the poll workers themselves who've been outfitted with the mask, the shields. In time past, you had where persons would use one particular pencil. Now we're giving an individual pencil to each voter.
The annual Parliamentary church service took place on Wednesday at Zion Baptist Church, East and Shirley Streets. It was an opportunity to give thanks and praise for the year that was and to ask God's guidance for what lies ahead. Staying focused was the message of the sermon by Bishop Neil Ellis.
This year, in your life and around our country, God does not want to do the ordinary. He wants to do the unusual. That means, honorable ladies and gentlemen, that the season of life you are in is too significant for you to be distracted by the irrelevant.
A notable decrease in local COVID-19 cases, which is back down to double digits. The Ministry of Health reporting 44 new cases of the virus in its latest release. 22 on New Providence, 8 on Exuma, 7 on Grand Bahama, 5 on the Berry Islands, and 2 on Cat Island. Hospitalizations are back up to 145, with 9 of those cases remaining in the intensive care unit. There are 167 new recoveries, 7,308 cases remain active. A 33-year-old man appeared in the Magistrates Court on Wednesday, charged with the killing of Bahamas Department of Corrections inmate Mikhail Miller. Diallo Williamson was arraigned before Magistrate Samuel McKinney on 1 count of murder. Court dockets allege that sometime between October 31st and November 1st, 2021, Williamson, by means of unlawful harm, intentionally and unlawfully caused Miller's death. Miller was found dead in his southern block cell during the early hours of November 1st. His official cause of death, according to autopsy reports, is listed as blunt force trauma. Williamson was not required to enter a plea. He returns to court on March 25th for service of a voluntary bill of indictment.
And mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
This morning, we're providing road safety tips to motorists following a series of fatal crashes on our streets. Here's Desmond Sanders.
Deadly smash-ups unfolding over the course of several days. A collision on Long Island that claimed the lives of 3 young men last week, and now the death of a young male motorcyclist hit by the driver of a Honda Fit east of Prince Charles Drive. Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division Corporal Patrick Kemp.
This is definitely a concern for traffic police officers. This is a concern for police officers on the whole. In fact, this should be a concern for the community, because there are too many unnecessary loss of lives due to persons driving without due care and attention, reckless or dangerous driving, not paying attention and adhering to the rules and the regulations of the traffic laws.
So far for the year, there have been 3 separate collisions resulting in the loss of 5 lives. Excessive speed played a factor in these fatal accidents. Traffic police now sending a stern warning to motorists.
You gotta drive with special care. Drive with due care and attention. You have to drive for you and your other road user. It's very important. The life that you save may be your own. And if everybody was to be of the same mindset, Desmond, that you're driving to arrive alive, that same consideration, if the other person is thinking the same way, we would definitely have less tragedies on our street.
Adhering to the rules of the road will save your life. Remember to buckle up. Children must be seated and secured. Motorists being warned to not drink and drive. Exercise respect and courtesy on the streets and obey the speed limit.
We have seen where, in a lot of cases, the age range is that of the younger generations. And I want to especially say to that younger generation to please exercise due care and attention when you're out on the street. We only get one life. And we don't want you to play Russian roulette with your life.
The traffic police have taken note of these latest accidents, and they're hitting the streets and will be visible over the next few weeks to promote road safety and put a dent in the spate of fatalities.
Well, students at Exuma and the Keys are back in the classroom. Area District Superintendent Parliamentary visited the schools in the area and gave us this update.
Exuma and Keys District opened pretty smoothly and with lots of excitement in the air. Keys, Black Point, and Stanley Key are all very positive. The students showed up, the parents were elated, the staff were all present. On the mainland, the primary schools were the ones to start out on Monday in hybrid mode, and all of the schools that I visited, the classrooms were brightly decorated, prepared for learning. The students, their eyes were very bright, their smiles were even brighter, and the excitement was in the air. Our teachers are very much content now that they have their children in the classroom where they can really execute their teaching duties. As we think about what has happened, we definitely are going to be working closely with our teachers to get their feedback and their input on the different modalities and strategies for learning recovery. We particularly would like to involve or engage in some personalized teaching learning strategies to reach those that are really, really far behind. Data collection, of course, is going to be key. We have to be data-driven in order to ensure that we are putting in place the right interventions to close this great gulf of learning that has been taking place during this time of COVID-19.
Domestic airlines paying close attention to how 5G technology will impact their operations. Crystal Darling tells us more.
Last week, news of flight delays caused by 5G technology for some U.S. airlines prompted questions about the impact of this technology on aircraft here in the Bahamas. Managing Director of Bahamas Air, Tracy Cooper, shares the airline's view.
We don't anticipate, once again, re-emphasizing the Bahamas that will be affected by this. We have authorities, and as with the telecommunications section, they have regulators and persons who govern them as well. And so these matters are typically vetted out at the levels of the authorities.
Then why are U.S. airlines so concerned about 5G? Bahamas Air's Director of Flight Operations and seasoned pilot, Captain Paulo Cartwright, explains that the main concern for the industry is possible radio frequency interference with a crucial height measuring tool built into large aircraft called the radio altimeter.
It feeds information to a lot of systems. Many of them are safety related and obviously to do with operation of the aircraft. So the regulator, in this case the Americans, they weren't satisfied that they could say unequivocally there'd be no impact to aircraft operations, so they took the most conservative approach, which was to issue this airworthiness directive.
Cartwright pointed out that the altimeter is often used in large aircraft during takeoff and landing in extreme weather conditions like fog or snow, and can also be used for aircraft operation. He detailed what impacted the delay last week with Bahamian travelers coming from Dubai.
Boeing had put out a notice to the operators recommending not to operate to an airport that was affected by 5G unless they had an alternative approved means to operate safely. Airlines aren't going to take the risk to operate like that, so therefore this aircraft is going to be a 777, and so Emirates decided we're not going to operate that airplane to that place that day. And the reason it's of interest to the 777 is because it's a highly automated aircraft. It uses what they call fly-by-wire. So signals are sent electronically, not by some cable. And they just can't take the risk that some bogus thing might occur at the wrong time and lead to serious consequences.
According to Cooper, 5G's local impact to aircraft doesn't pose a concern. Even internationally, some flights have started up again with clearance given to resume operations.
These things are always tested immensely, really, before it is allowed to be a concern to the traveling public.
As we head to the break, we take a look back at today in Bahamian history. On January 27, 1965, the $4.5 million Bacardi plant was officially opened. Also on this day in 1996, Super Club's Breezes was officially opened.
Andres is the #1 born fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
As an artist, I travel all over the world, and I find inspiration all around me. In the people, and especially the environment. I love the Bahamas with all its natural beauty. From Abaco in the north to Inagua in the south, and all the wonderful and colorful islands in between. But we must all do our part to keep the Bahamas healthy and clean, now and for the future generations. That's why I want you to find a little time to do your part. I'm doing my part because I care. Do you?
Change a Pet's Life Day was observed earlier this week, and this morning we are joined by Deante Hannah from the Best Value Pet Center. Welcome, Mistress Hannah.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
You know, we're looking forward to having a snake, a dog, you know, some of the regular pets. So you can tell us what you bought for us today?
Today I decided to surprise you guys. So today we have a monk parakeet, also known as a Quaker parrot. It's actually not a parakeet, it's a parrot. And we have 4 turtles, so they're also known as yellow belly turtles or red air sliders. Now you're gonna have to hold it to the top because he will try to run away. Yes.
Oh, like a Fisher cousin. Oh my gosh.
He put his head in after you heard Kelsey talk.
Just Raphael.
How old is a turtle of this size?
I would say they're normally about a year or less, around this size.
And does this parrot here talk?
Yes, Echo is a talker. These kind of parrots actually can mimic sounds very well, so you can teach them from very young. We had him from about, I would say about 2 to 3 months old. And we've had him, he's about maybe 6 or 7 months now.
Can he say anything for us on the morning edition?
We can try, but you know, Echo likes to embarrass me.
Echo. Fisher's speaking his language.
Yeah, he sounds exactly like him. Say hi, Echo.
Hi, Echo. Hi. Morning, Echo.
Echo's not.
Say hi.
Echo is not in. I can see Echo's not an early morning person.
I could try to take him out and we can talk.
No.
You can take him out so I can pet him.
Yeah, you can pet him. You can try.
He's not gonna fly, all right?
I'll hold him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about? Tell us more about these turtles. What else do you guys have on the Best Value Farm?
Okay, so at Best Value Feed and Pet Center, we sell most domestic animals, and they're.
Well, you don't want to come on.
Come on, let's go. We sell most domestic animals, and you know what they need to be taken care of. You want to come out there? Okay.
Well, he don't want to come out.
Come step up.
Oh, Echo's being shy.
Step up.
So can I get a dog?
You can't. We don't sell dogs, but we actually sell dog supplies. We sell all the vitamins. We sell everything you need to take care of them, like the beds, wormers, just like that. Okay. Thank you. Say hi.
Hi, Echo.
Okay, honey. Okay.
That probably isn't here.
I don't want to let him go. He'll sit on my shoulder, but you know, sometimes he'll take flight, and I don't want him. It'll be a struggle to try to get him out. So say hi. Okay.
The turtles were more accommodating.
I like
the turtles.
Okay, so in order to take care of your yellow belly turtles, they normally live for about 20 to 30 years.
Wow.
So when you invest in these kind of animals, the first thing you want to think of is definitely how long are these animals going to live. So that's the first thing I tell people to think of. Are you ready to take care of this animal for 20 or 30 years?
Because the mouth seem to be small. What do they eat?
They eat small baby pellets, and actually small turtles have kind of a carnivorous diet, so they like to eat some kinds of meat, whilst as they get older, they have more of a what's the word? Herbivorous diet, so they prefer to eat plants and things like that.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You got a whole
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Can you hear me?
Leonardo.
Can you hear me?
Turtle power. Woo! Yes. People like when I sing on the morning show, you know.
I like it too.
Okay.
I need to hire you.
Oh, he's on the mic now. Yeah, he's being a rude. Male or female?
Echo, we actually don't know what he is. You have to do a blood test for these particular kind of birds. I took a guess that he's a male because, you know.
Because of the way he's acting?
Yeah. He gets real. They actually get pretty territorial.
Look, he's trying to run away.
Yeah, so they will. They run very fast. That's a misconception of turtles.
Really?
Yes, people think they move slow, but they do not.
Okay.
At all.
Annie Kelsey, sorry.
You just flip them over. Yes. Okay.
So anything else you want to tell us about this and taking care of pets, especially as the temperatures get cold?
Definitely as the temperatures get cold, these particular kind of animals, they don't like too much cold. So if you have any kind of parakeets or birds, you can just place a slight covering over them, something breathable. You'll see when they start to get cold, their fur will kind of shiver up. Turtles prefer temperatures between 75 and 80 degrees for the water, and they also require basking. So part of your turtle tank should have no kind of water for them to just sit and to bask in some kind of heating light.
Sunbathe.
Yes, because they are land and water turtles. They're not just water turtles or not just land turtles. They require both.
Aww.
Yes.
Well, turtles are trending.
So Fisher, you can actually go and buy me a turtle. Also coming up in today's morning live edition, we have what is trending. And yesterday, the singing bishop and his lovely wife, the First Lady, they celebrated 32 years of marriage. Spouse Day.
So that's all coming up after we take this quick break.
Woo!
Hey, Echo! Hey, Echo!
We must make sure that your mission is intact. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch, and most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom. For help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay. And bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
Trending is the new word for what's really going on.
What's really happening.
So can you tell us what is happening in your life besides heartbreak and pain?
Sleep, TV. That's about it. Bills.
Oh yeah, bills is really killing us. Bills is really killing us.
So what's trending in your world?
Well, you bought me a cupcake, so that's a part of my trending this morning. And two, I know that it's VAT-free Saturday this weekend.
Shopping. But let's talk about what's really trending in the world. It started yesterday, marked 2 years since the death of the legend Kobe Bryant. A statue was erected there at Calabash in California of him and his daughter Gianna. What a nice photo to celebrate the moment. He looking down at his daughter. And also, it was done, it's only 160 pounds, so I hope nobody goes there and try to move that because you know.
Can you take me to California? I just want to see it.
I think you've been there before, but if you want to see it, you can go right online, Google Kobe statue, and you'll find it. You'll get a good bird's eye view of it right from there, and you're seeing it right here. So why do you need to go there? You can stay right here.
I want to experience California once again.
So also the bishop celebrated birthday yesterday.
32 years of marriage, not birthday. It was spouse day yesterday. Did you do anything special when you got home?
After I left. Honestly, after I left here yesterday, I forgot it was Spouse Day.
Yes, it was Spouse Day, and I mean, Prophet Bishop Roll, he was in there celebrating from this moment is the song that he actually walked in the church with. His lovely wife, she said 32 years of blissful marriage. Okay. That is really marital goals. And for the last take, we want you to listen carefully to this particular interview that was done on CNN. Fisher, hopefully at the end of the clip, you'll be able to tell us what country or pronounce the country.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Listen.
Well, a British weatherman has become a social media star following a report he gave this week. Check out this tongue twister.
Now today we had a big contrast in temperature across the UK, just 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England with cloudy skies, but in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair to Pwllgwyn, Gogerichwyn Drobwll, Llantysilio Gogogoch, the temperature got to 21 Celsius.
So can't you want me to say that island? Urca, call it Urca.
Get him on the line, please.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Can you say it?
No, I was trying to.
And he said it in one take?
One take. And everyone, after that particular weather report was done, everyone was on Twitter trying to do it.
Wow, one take. Good. And be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into the Northern Edition at 6:30 in the Bahamas tonight at 7 o'clock. And on behalf of Dubai.
That's his native language, guys.
See you tomorrow.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Welcome to Grace Connect, a program to keep the members and followers of Grace Community Church connected during this time when we are not all able to come together physically. We will connect with you through moments of praise, prayer, special greetings and updates, and of course, a fresh pastoral word from the Lord. We may not all come together physically, but in Christ, we are always connected.
Warm Christian greetings are extended to you, and a Happy New Year to you. We trust that this new year started off well for you and your family. Welcome to another episode of Grace Connects. You know, one of the major themes of